not much to complain about on this Friday.
Not much to complain about. Honestly, it's a very quiet scene across the region with some of these storms starting to crop up in the high country. I'll get to that momentarily, but first the thing you're likely noticing the instant you step outside. 80s and 90s along the I-25 corridor. Warm temperatures as well for the eastern plains, sitting in the lower to mid 90s. Let's take it neighborhood to neighborhood and show you some of those numbers. For northern El Paso County, currently teetering upper 70s, lower 80s, with 76 for Manitou Springs. To the south we go, upper 80s currently for Pueblo West, staying very toasty, with the mid 80s for Colorado City. Also very warm for the southern portion of the I-25 corridor, with 86 as the current temperature in Trinidad. Now, I've been mentioning this to you throughout the day, so you've likely heard this a time or two, but we still have that chance for isolated storms, primarily taking place in the mountains. But we can't rule out a few of these storms impacting the interstate in the eastern plains, especially the far eastern plains. So we'll talk about that momentarily. Some of the factors involved today: could see some pockets of moderate to heavy rain, although those will be few and far between. We could also be dealing with gusty winds. That will be a more common threat that we'll encounter today. We also can't rule out some hail associated with some of these thunderstorms, and that's what we're already seeing in the high country. Live HE Doppler radar isn't showing any real stormy activity for the lower elevations, but let's take this and zoom it in just a bit further and show you where some of these storms are taking place in the mountains. You can see just to the southwest of Salida, we do have this storm, and it's moving off to the south and to the east, and it is producing some light to mostly moderate rain at this time. Again, that hail too. Skycast throughout the rest of the afternoon shows some increasing clouds later on in this afternoon into the early evening, so I wouldn't get too bummed out if you're out barbecuing, you start to see those increasing clouds. Just be aware of that possibility. We could also see some of these spotty showers along the I-25 corridor. Although I'm not anticipating anything overly severe this afternoon, still might experience some of those spotty sprinkles along with some rumbles of thunder, seeing some lightning, so just be aware of that this afternoon. 5:30 still shows a good amount of clouds for Colorado Springs and Pueblo, with some of these showers in the high country continuing. Later on into the evening, a quarter before 8, the majority of this activity will have diminished, giving way to partly cloudy, mostly clear skies overnight. Let's take you throughout your Saturday. You see the morning time frame is looking just fine, but in the afternoon, quarter before 2, you start to see the same thing. We increase the clouds. We also see some of these showers, but showers tomorrow will become a bit more widespread compared to what we're seeing today. Now back to today, folks. Everyone that's highlighted in green, the northeast quadrant of the state as well as the far eastern plains, could see some strong to severe storms later this afternoon. So be sure to tune in with meteorologist Jay Polk. He's going to be filling in for Chief Meteorologist Rachel Plath. He will be in at 4, 5, 6, and 10 p.m. Walking you throughout the weekend. Again tomorrow, more widespread storms in the afternoon. Even more widespread storms Sunday into Monday. And really, that's when we have some of those flooding concerns return across the region. So stick with us as we track that very active scene. We've got a cold front it's coming in on Sunday morning. That's going to drop temperatures to the mid to upper 70s those 2 days. We'll slowly rebound temperatures through the middle of next work week. Finally drying things out next Thursday and Friday, temperatures back into the 80s. In Pueblo over the weekend, take a look. Again, some of those scattered showers and storms in the afternoon, more widespread storms Sunday into Monday. We start to kind of resume into our normal pattern with just afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday. Nothing as widespread as these 2 days. Thursday into Friday, partly sunny skies for you, with those temperatures reaching the lower to mid 90s. Over to Canyon City, we'll reach 88 tomorrow with the upper 70s on Sunday as we drop those temperatures. We'll only reach 82 degrees by Monday, but we have the 90s in store for us next Friday. Finally, in Teller County, we'll be ranging in the mid to upper 70s tomorrow, dropping to the upper 60s Sunday and Monday. It's going to be noticeably cooler, cloudier, and stormier. And again, I like to say this, make sure you're weather aware. You know, we try to be accessible on all platforms, our apps, social media, also right here on KRDO, so stick with us, of course.
In the meantime, can we expect to find you poolside today?
Oh, I wish. Yeah, in my wildest dreams, I have some errands. But yes, poolside for me, everyone, okay?
Priorities, Abby.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, thanks.
A new federal drought